What's up, guys? So I watched UFC 311 last night, and it was a great card, and I want to discuss some of the fights. I'm just going to go over the final three fights, the last three fights on the card. It was Yuri Prochazka versus, I'm not good at any of these names, but it was Yuri versus Jamahal, and then Merab versus Usman Nurmagomedov, and then the main event, Islam versus Moicano. So the first fight was of the three was the Yuri versus Jamal fight. Good fight, back and forth, exciting. Yuri looked great. He looked great. He has a really awkward style and very athletic. And Jamahal Hill is very athletic and has a good slick style as well as the southpaw. And Yuri just did a good job of never staying still, never giving him a target, and just constantly moving his head, changing levels, going low, high, not necessarily with his strikes, but with his body positioning. He'll throw a right hand and duck his head. He'll throw a left hook and duck his head, just constantly moving. And it was very, very deceptive, and it worked. It worked, and he got the win. Next fight on the card was the Merab versus Usman Nurmagomedov fight. And Merab, basically it seemed like Merab's gas tank kind of broke him. But then I saw a picture. It was an Instagram post, so I haven't looked more into this since from making the video. But I saw that Nurmagomedov hurt his hand really bad, like broke his hand really bad. So I'm not sure. I guess if y'all could leave some comments if y'all got any more details on that. But it looked like Merab broke him with a cardio. But like for me as an experienced fighter, I thought something else was off, because it looked like he wasn't like the last few rounds. He quit throwing punches, and I thought that Nurmagomedov won the first two rounds and then lost the last three, and Merab got the win. So I definitely think that the hand played a factor. If the hand is broke as the picture I saw on Instagram, then definitely that played a factor. Something we didn't know at the time that was going on. But phenomenal performance by Merab. He was a smaller guy. Did a good job after basically avoiding a lot of stuff. The first two rounds, he lost the first two rounds in my opinion, but he did a good job of really not taking any damage at all. And then got inside, started throwing more volume, got inside, started grappling exchanges and tiring him out, and got the win. So phenomenal performance from him as well. And then the main event, the Islam versus Moicano fight was I don't want to say I went how I expected, because you never know, but the first takedown opportunity Islam got, he went for it. It was probably like a minute and a half, definitely less than 2 minutes into the fight, got the takedown, and then it was over from there. And I knew it was going to be hard for Moicano to get up from that position. Islam transitioned to half guard and stayed there for a while, and then Moicano, as he was trying to escape, got his neck caught. And the Russians are just so phenomenal on the ground and so good at controlling people. These Russian fighters have a different style on the ground than a lot of other grapplers, to be honest with you, because you have the jiu-jitsu grapplers and you have the wrestlers. And what the difference, and what I mean is, you have a lot of jiu-jitsu guys that if they get people down, they're phenomenal. They can hold them, they can finish them, they can do. They're pretty much done if they get them on the ground, but they're not great wrestlers. And then you have the opposite. You have a lot of some American fighters and some other foreign fighters that are really good at wrestling, but they don't have that black belt level control game where they can hold people down, especially on the cage, because people know how to use the cage so well now. Well, the Russians have that. They can not only can they take anybody down, or the majority of people they fight down, but they have the ability to hold them down. And Islam is the best example of that, since Khabib and now Islam. And it's just phenomenal to see, because when they get people down, it's very unlikely they're getting up, even if they don't get the finish. So it's that the level of ground control they have is very impressive for sure. So that was my thoughts on the final three fights in UFC 311. Any other subjects you'd like me to talk about, let me know. And if you're new to martial arts and you're looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing a Martial Arts School and Instructor. The link is in the description below. Thank you, guys.